Bear down with Bleeves, Chicago Bears. Guys, we're going to look at some Justin Fields tape. We're going to look at some Caleb Williams tape. We're going to make some decisions here. We don't know what the Chicago Bears are going to do. What we do know is they're going to have to go one way or another. And until they do, we're going to talk about it. We're going to try to figure out where Justin Fields fits in with this offense or where Caleb Williams fits in with this offense. What do they look like? What are their ups? What are their downs? When you look at Justin Fields, he came out of Ohio State looking like an incredible athlete and player, making all of the throws. Flash forward to 3 years later, and it seems like some people have soured, but the rest still see the greatness that is potential. They look at CJ Stroud from last year and they see that Justin Fields didn't perform as well as CJ Stroud, but CJ Stroud was not a superior quarterback to Justin Fields on the same team, running the same offense in the same system. When he came out to the NFL, it was a little bit different. Caleb Williams, we look at as a generational talent. That's what they say. That's what they tell you, that he's a generational talent that can make all the plays, can make all the throws. But is that the case? There are a lot of mistakes that get made. But we, Chicago Bears faithful, we're watching Justin Fields make the same mistakes. Now, we're going to kind of break this down a little bit. We're not going to get too deep into it, but if you like this type of content, we're going to keep making it. Make sure you hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the bell to be notified of future content. And make sure you leave a comment letting me know, are you Team Justin? Are you Team Caleb? Really important at this point to try to figure out what we are. But the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to break down a little bit of Justin Fields highlights here. You can see Justin Fields with a nice fake, a nice drop back, and a perfect throw where only his receiver can hit it. These are the types of throws that Justin's capable of. Now, you see another one here, just a nice long throw again, where he can hit his receiver in stride. We see the potential here. We got another play right here where the drop back, there's nothing available. Then we have a nice scramble, not being brought down, able to get the first down, basically a nice 15-yard run. We got another one here, fakes out, two double pump fakes. Then we move over. Now we've got the line here, and we're off to the races. Justin Fields picking up about 30 yards on the run. Showed you there's a nice downfield passing game, and we showed you the capability for him to absolutely break defenses down and make these types of runs. Then you have another one, just a nice big play. And look, we don't see enough of this. We have not seen enough of these types of plays. When they tried to change Justin Fields, these are the things that work. These are the things he was good at. They weren't being called. And that would seem like a travesty. But let's also not forget that there are a lot of mistakes. Look at this. This is here. This is a wide open Justin Fields with all the time in the world. Let's run that back just a little bit. Justin Fields, all the time in the world to make this throw. No pressure, no pass rush. Now, this is the end of the game, by the way. So you're looking to score some. Just someone steps right in front. Now, that's not the type of stuff. That's not what you're looking for in your quarterback. So it has to be recognized that these kind of mistakes are happening. Now we see Justin again, a nice drop back, plenty of time to throw the ball. Watch this. Comes back. Look right here. We've got a cross going right here. You're going to see this receiver right here go across into this route right here, and you're going to see a receiver get wide open heading down the field. And you're going to see Justin absolutely whiff and completely miss this opportunity. Look at that. That's wide open. That's a touchdown right there. And Justin Fields doesn't see the play. These are the types of things that we have to get better at if you want Justin Fields as your quarterback. You cannot miss those kind of plays. Look at this. Throwing into. Now let's go back here 1 second here. Let's look at this one more time. What are we looking at? Justin trying to get down the field. 0-0. Game's just started. So what's the logical play here? Logical play here is you've got a wide open man right here capable of catching the ball. But what does Justin do? Throws the ball into tight coverage. Look at this. 3 defenders around. 2, 3 in front. There's one. You got 1, 2, 3 defenders right in the range right here. Like, you can't make a throw like that. That's bad, right? We should all at least be able to agree that that's bad. Leading to an interception and a turnover. Nice play on the reverse. Not a lot of yardage, but keeping it alive. Now, let's watch this play out. Justin Fields makes all the moves, does everything you need to do, gets out here, and here we go. What's going to happen here? Probably an interception at this point, but look at this. Steps right in front of the receiver. Now look, the receiver is in tight coverage. Justin Fields makes a poorly thrown ball. We can see here that it's easy for him to make this catch because the ball is behind the receiver. This receiver, the ball should be right here. That ball should not be where it is. That's a long way when you're making that throw in a bad position, and it leads to an interception. Those are the kind of plays that you can't have. But here we go. He gets it, opportunity right there, overthrows the receiver. Let's run that back just a little bit. I mean, guys, look, you got to make the throws, right? And you can see the ball coming right here, just a little bit too far, right there, out of the range of the receiver, right into the hands of the defender. You can't have those kind of plays, but we see a lot of that from Justin Fields. So there's good Justin, there's bad Justin. Remember that? Good Rex, bad Rex. Well, here we go. Nice big throw, triple coverage, guys. Look, we have to be honest about this. This is triple coverage going down the middle of the field. You can't have plays like this. You can't have misses of this magnitude where you're making these kind of throws. This is not the type of highlight reel you want to see. This is the end zone, guys. We point out this is the end zone. This is when you have to have the points. This is when you need it. And what does Justin do? The ball gets smacked down, intercepted. You're not throwing the ball high enough. You're not rolling out. You're not doing the things that are going to make you successful. Then we have Justin Fields on a drop back here and just absolutely airball. Just an absolute airball, guys. Let's go back here. It's an NFL game that we're watching here. And Justin Fields with just a wobbly, whatever that is up in the air, probably a bit of a deflection here. But again, story as old as time. You can see this over and over again. You get what you get with Justin Fields. Now, the question would be, have we performed a disservice to Justin Fields in some of the coaching, in some of the situations? I mean, let's look at what we're doing right here. And let's look at, are the receivers getting open? Can we have better play? And if you've been following Chase Daniels for any length of time, then you know the answer to this is Chase Daniels keeps pointing out the problems with Justin Fields that can be fixed with Justin Fields. But we're also recognizing that Justin Fields does make some mistakes. Look at this. We're going to continue this play right here. We've got a wide open man right here. We've got 2-on-1 coverage right here. Look at this, wide open, and then he throws it too high, and it ends up in an interception. Like, these are the kind of plays you have to make those. And I know some of you might be thinking, like before, you're saying he's not throwing it high enough. No, he's throwing it higher, and now you have a problem. Yeah, the problem is he didn't get it to the receiver. That's the problem. But let's move on, because when you look at the tape of Justin Fields, you see all of the magic that can happen. You see all of the evasive maneuvers that he can perform. You see everything that makes you think, man, this guy is elite. This guy is incredible. But you also see the mistakes. There is a balancing act here. We can't blame everything on the coaches. We have to be honest that Justin Fields sometimes just doesn't make that cut. Sometimes Justin Fields is just not doing very, very good. But let's compare. Let's compare this. This is a very interesting play right here. I'm gonna run it for you, and then we'll talk about it here. So we're gonna run this play right now. See Justin Fields coming back. A lot of pressure coming at him, and he's making the moves. He's getting out, and he makes the big play. And the question or the answer here was, Caleb Williams isn't doing this. Well, actually, see, here's the thing. Let's pull this up on the screen right here, and let's kind of look at this, and let's break this down together as well, because guess what? Yeah, he is. He comes back, avoiding all the rush, plenty of people on him, getting out of the way, moving around, keeping himself open, keeping him elusive in the pocket, making the big break. This is the kind of play that we want from Justin Fields, right? Well, we're getting it from Caleb Williams. Not only is that happening, he's breaking the tackles along the way that we're always looking for, right? This is what we're looking for, right? We want to see we want to see Caleb Williams. We want to see Justin Fields. We want to see them make these plays. Well, here we go. Caleb Williams just continues to go first down, makes the big play, makes the big move on the play that say, well, Caleb Williams not making that play. Well, actually, Caleb Williams is making those plays. This is why the decision on whether to move to Caleb Williams or stay with Justin Fields, this is why it becomes difficult, because you see the products, you see these products on the field, and you know what's happening here. And look at this. This is just It's an incredible play. It's an incredible play by a very talented guy who's doing all of the things that we want our quarterback to do. Now, it should be noted here that we're not done with it because for everything that we say that's good about Caleb Williams, we still have the same kind of thing here going on. This is now look, this is a perfect example of Caleb Williams doing the same thing that Justin Fields does. Like, watch this drop back. Now, boom, we got a wide open guy right here. Okay, so what are we going to do? We're going to throw it over his head, right into the right into the defender's hands for an easy interception. Same type of consistency and the same type of play happening right there, just overthrowing and making that happen. But that's not the end of it. That's not the end. Let's pop this one up on the big screen right here, and let's look at what this one does. And we're gonna do the same thing that we're doing here. Look, drop back, avoids, throws it right into the hands of double coverage. Now, this is not the triple coverage that we just saw with Justin Fields, but it is double coverage, and you're trying to throw and you're trying to thread this needle, and you're throwing off your back foot. I mean, let's go back here and let's break this down. He's obviously going backwards right here, throwing off of his back foot. Now, can you correct that? Well, yeah, but you already corrected that with Justin Fields, right? So, and I'm not trying to be biased, by the way, for either one of these guys, but you see the product, right? When you look at a highlight reel, when you're looking at a highlight reel on any one of these guys, what you're seeing is what somebody wants you to see. You're not seeing every play. You're not seeing every design. You're not seeing all of the good going with the bad. You're not seeing everything. And when I'm showing you right now, I'm not showing you everything. I'm just showing you the highlights or the lowlights, if you will, of what's happening. And the reason for that is because it should be noted that they both have highlight reels and they both have low light reels, and they both look kind of the same. Like, these are similar sort of plays that we're watching basically play out in front of our eyes on these plays. These are the Caleb Williams move. These are the Justin Fields moves. Let's move on. Let's look at a few more from Caleb Williams. Now we're going to watch Caleb Williams. Takes a snap. Here we go. Avoids the rush. Perfect. By the way, this is what Justin does, right? This is avoid the rush. This is what Caleb can't do that Justin does. Well, here it is. Off the back foot, by the way. Off the back foot. Let's go back here and let's look at this one more time. Because this is a problem, right? This is the guy. Is this the guy? Well, not only does he come back here, but I want you to look right there. Steps backwards in making the throw instead of stepping forward into the throw. What's the result of that? Double coverage, interception. These are the kind of plays that a player makes, and those are habits. Those are bad moves. Those are things that you cannot do when you're playing football. These are the just the worst of the worst kind of plays. Now, thankfully, I do want to say the tape on Justin Fields is a little bit lengthier because there's a lot more going on in the NFL than there is in college football, if you will, especially if you're a talented athlete. You have a lot more opportunity to have good and bad plays. But, the point to this all is Justin Fields and Caleb Williams have good and have bad that come with them. Now, when you have to make a final analysis of it, then I think this is very simple, and I'm going to walk through this, and I hope you stick with me. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button and leave a comment here letting me know, are you Team Justin? Are you Team Caleb? Who are you? We should all be, by the way, Team Bears. What I'd like to see is a lot of Team Bears, because I don't care whether it's Justin or I don't care whether it's Caleb. But here's the thing that you have to ask yourself. Is the upside and the downside better? And look, I don't think that it's a toss-up. I think that Caleb Williams is a more accurate passer. I think that Justin Fields is a more electric runner that also shows plenty of the capabilities and plenty of sizzle in those highlight reels for us to see and for us to make a connection on. So then the question becomes, what do you do with your money when you're building a team? Now, the question is answered by this. Number one, you pay Justin, I want to say $6 million against the salary cap for 2024. Next year is going to be about $20 million on the salary cap, somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 to 25 million in salary cap for a fifth year player with a team option, of course. So if that's the case, then you've got that happening over that period of time, and you're going to be able to pick up, if you get Caleb Williams at number one, somewhere around $8-9 million per year. So over that time, you have Caleb Williams for $9 million a year for 4 years. And then your fifth year, 25, 30 million. The market cap's going to go up. The revenue is going to go up. Salary cap should go up. So what you're really asking yourself is Justin Fields that much better than Caleb Williams is potentially, in that you can afford to pass up on a guy who's going to make $9 million a year for 4 more years, in which you can continue to use the money to build your defense and to build your offense around this person's talents? Or do you bite the bullet, take the $6 million this year, which is less, build your team around it, and then next year you have to pay him 25 million, let's call it, and then after that you got to pay 40 to 45 million. Now, where does that 40 to 45 million come from? That 40 to 45 million dollars comes from talent, the talent that's standing around Justin Fields right now. Who do you have to shed in order to re-sign Justin Fields? Now, if you have the cap space, and if you have if you have a Ryan Poles probably can do this. He could probably do this job. But should you have to? That becomes your question. Should you have Justin Fields on your roster at an accelerated cost over the next bunch of years? Or should you have Caleb Williams learning? And the question, here's the big question that I think is fair to ask for everybody everywhere right now. Next year, are the Bears a Super Bowl contender? I am going to say I think that they are. I think that they have the ability. I don't know. The season is the season. Anything can happen during the course of a season. But the question that you have to ask is, are they a Super Bowl contender next year? And I think the answer is we now have a much more. We have the number one rushing defense. We have the number 2 rushing offense. Those are the hallmarks of elite teams. We have a very young secondary that's only going to get better, or should reasonably only assume that they are going to get better, and they will be fully coached. They will not be without some of their coaching staff like the team was this year. So by proxy, I would venture that the upgrade in the coaching makes both the offense and the defense a little bit better. Does that make them Super Bowl contenders? Well, if we unpack that, there were 5 games that the Bears were very close in, and they lost all 5 of those. But if they found ways to win, if they were just a little better, if they found ways to win those games or not get themselves in a situation where they fall behind late in games, if they do that, they're a 12-5 team, maybe even a 13-4 team. That's a Super Bowl contender. Every team right now in that range, Super Bowl contender. So are the Chicago Bears a Super Bowl contender? Yes. Can they win with Caleb Williams? I think it would be harder to win with Caleb Williams than it would be to win with Justin Fields. So if I'm being honest and I'm making the decision, then my decision is Justin Fields. However, if I don't think that the Bears have a reasonable shot of getting to the Super Bowl next year, and I think that that's a learning curve and that's a learning year, and we have to be honest, if you feel that way, then I think the answer is Caleb Williams, because I would feel that Justin Fields would have the NFL experience to overcome some of the obstacles that they would face in the playoffs, despite that they've not been to the playoffs. I do want to stress that. But I think that Caleb Williams would be first learning the game, the NFL game, which I think he's going to do a fine job at, by the way. But he would be learning the NFL game, followed by then having to adapt to that playoff pressure and environment. And we've not seen him perform very well. 2-9 against ranked teams. I do want to stress that. So while we're out here calling him a generational talent, we should also point out 2-9 against ranked teams at USC. That's not good by any means. That's not a good career. Okay. Heisman Trophy winner or not. That's not great. So, and we have to be honest about these things, right? So for me, my choice, if I'm making a choice, if I have to, if I'm Ryan Poles, I'm going with Kayla. I'm going with Justin Fields. I think Justin Fields gives me the better opportunity to win. I will absorb the cost. I will look at, if I decide later on that he's not my guy, Shedeur Sanders, Eric Aller, they're coming out. So Tate Waldron, Riley Leonard, there's going to be options. And by the way, when I say Riley Leonard, I don't need you to tell me, well, he's not that good or something like that. Everybody can get better as they go. And you never really know with a quarterback. A lot of the best quarterbacks are not drafted 1, 2, and 3. Some are, most are not. So I'm not really concerned or as concerned about Caleb Williams and his quote unquote generational talent. I see the flaws and I see the greatness, but I see it in Justin Fields too. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below, because now I'm genuinely curious. What do you think about this? Is Caleb your guy? Again, are you team Justin? Are you team Caleb? Or are you, like me, hashtag team Bears? So bear down with Bleeves, and we'll talk to you again very, very soon.